Hello, my name is Peter Call, and I'm an owner-operator of Mighty Acres, along with my two brothers, Nate and Phil. In 1920, my grandmother and grandfather bought the home farm on Lewiston Road. It's a 282-acre parcel that the parcel's kind of in the shape of a T, and that's where my grandmother, who came up with the name Mighty Acres for the name of our farm. My father, Dick Call, and my uncle Bob Call graduated from Cornell in the early 50s. They came back to farm full-time with their father and started growing the business. They are quite entrepreneurial, and they would try different agricultural enterprises and kind of farm out the ones that didn't work and add and improve the ones that did. And they really started to grow a very strong farm. In 1961, they bought out their father and continued to grow the business. In the late 70s and early 80s, my brother Nate, my brother Phil, and my cousin Patty Reiner all graduated from college and came back to the farm to work with Bob and Dick. Just a tremendous opportunity for us. By that time, Mighty Acres was a very strong, economically viable business. We just had a great opportunity to work alongside them, and they were instrumental in us growing ourselves as well as the business. They gave us the opportunities to make decisions, to start our own enterprises. Yes, we made a lot of mistakes, but that's the way you learn. They also had some key employees at the time that we grew up with, Dwayne Hagan and Kenny Skelton and Dean Rich. They really helped all of us grow. Not only were Bob and Dick outstanding farmers, but they were community leaders, and they supported our community in many different ways. But they were also very strong agricultural leaders, and they developed markets not only for our own farm, but for the rest of many growers in Western New York. And they were agricultural leaders not only in New York State, but across the country, and they had quite an impact over the years. Unfortunately, Patty Reiner, who was a partner in the business right alongside of us for 30 years, passed away unexpectedly in August of 2016. Today we farm 8,500 acres, and we do that spread over 3 counties. We farm in Livingston, Orleans, and Genesee County. The bulk of the acres are in Genesee County. We grow 2,400 acres of snap beans. Most of those end up in a freezer bag in your grocery store. We have 3 custom harvesting units for snap beans. We harvest all the beans for the Burgeon Bondwell plant and run their line. Same with their line. We have another harvesting unit that runs their beans in Oakfield, and we also pick beans for our neighbor, the Torrey Farms, who grow fresh market beans, and we run a couple harvesters through the summer for them. We grow 700 acres of potatoes. The majority of those are chip potatoes, and they will end up, after they come out of our storage and washed and graded, they end up down in Pennsylvania, made into potato chips. Wise Potato Chips is our biggest customer, but we also grow for Utz. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've started growing some russet-style potatoes, and the reason for that is the New York City school system wanted to have locally grown French fries for their school lunch program. And we got involved in that program and started growing russet-style potatoes, which turned into French fries. We work with McCain Foods out of Maine. The good part of that's grown a little bit every year, and this past year, we've actually had French fries gone into the Buffalo City school system and also Batavia. We grow 1,200 or 1,300 acres of red beets. Most of them go to Seneca Foods down in Mount Morris and end up in a glass jar or a can, either pickled or sliced. And we also grow some beets for Love Beets, which is a company from England that has a plant in Rochester, and they have a couple of different entrees of beets in a vacuum sealed package. We grow fresh market sweet corn, and we mechanically harvest it, and then we bring it back to the barn and we pack it in our shed. We immediately cool it, and then it is shipped mostly to the East Coast, anywhere from New York City, Philadelphia, and right on down south. Been a very good enterprise for us. We grow 500 or 600 acres of peas that go to Bondwell. They end up in a freezer bag in your local Tops or Wegmans. We grow quite a bit of cabbage. Our cabbage is specifically grown for the kraut industry. It's a real big, heavy cabbage, white cabbage, and Seneca Foods uses it in their Geneva plant, and it ends up as sauerkraut. We also grow corn, wheat, oats, rye, and alfalfa for rotation. We're very fortunate to have some very good farmer friends that really help our business. A very big benefit to growing vegetables is a long rotation. Along with the vegetables and the grains, we're also a partner in the sheep farm. We're in partnership with Kyle Farms in Avon, and we have built 4 barns down there, and there's a 4,000 ewe sheep operation. We provide the feed for it, and Matt and his cousin and his brother run an outstanding operation down there. The other somewhat unique part of our farm is we've really put an awful lot of capital investment, time and effort into irrigation. Seems like every summer we get a 4 or 5 week period of hot, dry weather, and our vegetable crops can really suffer during that time. And we put a lot of capital investment into center pivot irrigation, and put a lot of work in the summer, and timely irrigation, even 1 or 2 irrigations, can make a crop and can save a vegetable crop, and it's certainly helped the long-term success of our vegetable operation. There's really 3 major drivers that have led to the success of our farm. Number 1 is good markets. We're very fortunate to be near the East Coast, where all the people are. We're within a 5 or 6 hour drive of a market. That is a big advantage to somebody, compared to somebody sitting out in the middle of Iowa. We have markets here, not only fresh markets, but also the processing vegetable industry is here. That gives us the opportunity to grow different crops. The second major driver is good soils and good water and good soil quality. We're very fortunate to have many different kind of glacial till soils here. They're very variable, but many of them are very well drained and very productive. And our goal going forward as farmers is obviously to preserve that soil and enhance it for future use for many generations to come. But lastly, and most importantly, the driver of success for our farm is people. We're very fortunate to have an amazing workforce that understand agriculture, that work with it every day. They understand the seasonality. They know when things have to get done. You can't wait till the next day. You have to do it the day it's ready. They're interested in it. They enjoy it. They're a joy to work with. They're interested in learning more. They're learning new technology. Farming is changing every day, and we have people that eat it up and can stay up to snuff with it, and it keeps us growing, and it keeps us in business. Some of our employees have been with us for 30 years, and obviously some for a lot fewer. If you listen to anything today, the biggest difficulty in agriculture is labor, and it's all across the country. And I fully agree with it. We witness it all the time. But we've been very fortunate to have people that have stuck with us, that we very much enjoy working with, and have helped us grow the business. Farming is a very rewarding occupation, and to have the ability to plant a plant, grow it, and harvest it is a great experience. But it's even a better experience when you can share it with good people that you work right side by side with every day. We feel very lucky being able to do that, and have really enjoyed running our business in Genesee County.